GM, everyone, welcome to Cohort 3 AMA number 4, our final AMA for this our fourth round of cohorts for DAOpunks. Today with us, we have a few folks who have gone before this week, and we have two new potential grantees. So as usual, I'm going to kind of get out of the way, introduce the folks from top to bottom, and then hand the stage over to them and let them talk about themselves, their pitch, what they want to use the grant for, etc. So we'll begin today with Alan Bryce. Sir Alan Bryce, the microphone and the stage is over to you, sir.
Hello, GM, everyone. I guess this is just like origin stories and then our reason for applying, correct? Did I understand that right?
Yeah, I mean, there's really no wrong way to spend your time here. So yeah, I know, like if you want to
Ooh.
tell
All
us a
right.
spooky bedtime story, feel free, like that's cool. But you
Okay,
have
I'll
more
try
or
to
less 10 minutes to do as you wish.
okay, I'll try to keep it PG-13. Yeah, first thanks for the opportunity to the community. Appreciate it very much. So over the last week I've had an opportunity to catch most of the recordings. And it's just like, wow, people are doing so many interesting things. I mean, I've heard things about governance, education, security, wellness, protocols, podcasts, all this cool stuff. And I guess now I feel kind of bad. so um, I'm here on behalf of myself, and thus my reasons, I guess you could say, are quite selfish. But to say it any other way would be misleading. And I wanted to get that out at the top here. Excuse me. I do hope, however, that through my actions and what I'm trying to accomplish and sharing my story, a story of an individual's journey, not quite a hero's journey, but a journey nonetheless, that I can help inspire, entertain, teach, support, and build with others. And we can circle back around to that in a minute. If we're going to get into a background, ooh, I guess how far back in the Wayback Machine do we want to go? Crypto origins, I guess, would be appropriate. I guess maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, I fancied myself a trader. I saw a lot of, price action. The Papa Bitcoin was getting in the news more, and Baby Brother Ethereum as well. And I had a friend and I that were talking at the time, and we decided to try our hand at trading a little bit. So, we had some, he was in a different country. So we matched up time zones quite nicely. So it worked for us when we were trying to plan things out. We had our charts, our trading views, our triangles were drawn on things. We were like good to go. We spent a lot of time planning and, did a couple trades. And then we found out quite quickly that just trading's hard. I don't know if you guys know this, but trading's really hard and it's stressful. And it's like, yeah, maybe this wasn't the best idea. Um, but around that time, I started getting more interested in crypto. And what I thought of as crypto was just, price go up, make money at the time. So I had subscribed to the Bankless DAO, not the Bankless DAO, sorry, that's us, the Bankless newsletter, HQ. And I was trying to get more alpha, more information to kind of help me out with my sweet failing trades. And well, actually, what happened is I was listening to the podcast for a while, and then I was like, maybe I should go premium. I don't know, and I decided the last minute to go premium. And I think the following month is when they did the snapshot and kind of counted for everybody that had been a premium subscriber, and those people got the initial airdrop, and then Bankless DAO was formed shortly thereafter. So I guess you could say that I was one of the OGs for Bankless DAO. I was there on day one, kind of by chance because I wanted to be a trader. I'm sure some people have similar stories. And then the thing just started building out. It started growing. I started learning a lot more about what was kind of happening in the space, and it was very surprising to me. And I was like, wow, there's so much more here. I mean, we have community, we have identity, self sovereignty, ownership, composability, owning your own data or data, depending on where you're from, freedom, and just options, choice. I guess the big thing for me that really struck a chord is like I can be more in control of my. This sounds kind of corny financial future, if that kind of makes sense. Um, So alongside of this, at the same time, I was in a long time job that was making some questionable uh, decisions and supporting some actions that were morally wrong, in my opinion. And I wasn't too comfortable with that. So I confronted my boss about it. And his response led me to step down suddenly. And I found another job after rather quickly in the same field, though slightly different. But I got into that, and they weren't really able to appropriately value what I was able to provide, my talent, and my skill level. So I was kind of like regretting jumping into that position as well. But when all this was happening, Bankless DAO was really picking up, and that was kind of leading into our bull market or our last one. And I decided to make the leap. And as in my application video, I said I dove into the deep end, but I'm not a strong swimmer. So I've been treading water ever since. So in Bankless DAO, I spent most of my time in the AV Guild, holding pretty much every role at one time or another, including guild coordinator. I was also part of the team that kind of started up and wrote the proposal for the podcast hatchery when that got started. And I held a technical role over there. I'm also one of the co-founders of the Rug News, and currently I am head of operations for the Rug, in addition to being a staff writer, not editor, writer. I also produce our podcast and help put out the newsletter, and I'm on the NFT teams, and I'm kind of known as the AV guy. I also, a few seasons ago, well, last season and the season before, over at Bankless DAO, we kind of group our year into seasons. I spearheaded the weekly World Recap video series, which took the fantastic newsletter that we put out over there and kind of put it into video form, basically summarizing that newsletter. And in addition to all that, I've written several funding proposals within the DAO. But currently, my only, I guess, active roles within a DAO or DAO adjacent space is the Rug. And also, I've started up some personal projects. I have one called Pink Sync, and I run that over on Paragraph. It's kind of like a newsletter slash vlog. I don't know if that's still a term anymore, slash blog. And I make videos. I mint the newsletter's NFTs. I also put together actual mintable pictures that are the header images that are physical pictures that I've scanned in. I've really started to experiment with NFTs and membership type stuff as well. And then I also am a photographer, among other things. So I've started to mint street photography, which has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, just kicking the pants, get into street photography. I just haven't had the motivation, but it kind of found a fit with NFTs and, with some of the people I met in the space. So I mint under the name Mochi, and I put up one-on-ones there. So that's kind of what I'm doing in the space currently. The Rug News, Pink Sync, where I write complete nonsense, but it's absolutely amazing. And then Mochi with my street photography. But as we all know, times are tough. They've been tough for a while now. And as I said earlier, I'm kind of treading water here. And that's why I said this is kind of a selfish application, because really what I'm trying to do here is, for lack of a better term, stay in the game. I've been able to accomplish a lot of things I never thought I would. I've met amazing people. I've been involved in wonderful projects. This is a fantastic space. It really kind of feels like a home away from my actual, physical home that I never knew was possible. And I'm just trying to stay here. So you may be listening to this and saying, oh, well, boohoo, that was your choice. You chose to go full-time DAO for whatever that means, and you made a poor choice. To the contrary, I think I made one of the best choices I've ever made in my life, outside from marrying my wife and deciding to start a family. It's just that I haven't had enough time to realize the full potential of that choice, if that makes sense. And that's really why I'm here today. I'm looking for opportunities, help, anything I can to, help me continue to stay in the game. And yeah, I'll be signing autographs in the lobby. If everyone wants to hit me on the way out, I'll be out there. Yeah, take a picture. Be good to go. That's about all I have. Sorry, I think that went too long. I should have put up a timer somewhere.
You are the consummate professional, of course, Alan. You are 5 seconds short of the 10-minute mark. So,
Oh, geez, that
um,
was not. I was not looking at any clock. How about that? High fives all around. Bam, bam, bam. All right. I
that
will.
was
I will
great.
step off the stage now. Thank you.
No, my pleasure. I feel that hard. I get it. Been full time DAO for a couple of years myself, as you know, and so yeah, dude. No, there's no wrong way to apply, right? So I'm super glad you did, and thank you for that awesome story. Moving next to Downlore, GM, sir, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, Hero. Yeah, GM again. Won't go too much into what I talked about already, which was like I'm building a security platform for teaching security concepts to end users. So not like any smart contract auditing stuff, since there's so many resources for that already and so many firms doing that. But it's more on preventing scams and fraud, stuff like that. So my main focus on like anti-phishing and wallet management to start. But one thing I didn't really think about during my first call is just like, okay, like how am I going to actually document what I'm actually doing during the next 2 months,
Mhm.
regardless if I get the grant or not. Although getting the grant would be nice. Um, so like I'm building a minimum viable product MVP right now, for this platform, starting with anti-phishing course. And the idea with the anti-phishing course is that we would have to, you would essentially be learning this anti-phishing content, and not and for me, like I've been working in security for a few years now and at a bank for that, so I kind of seen not all of it but like most of it. Um and one thing that I kind of realized with security training right now, specifically in Web3, is like there's a lot of reading but not much reinforcement. So that's the key thing I'm trying to work on. And one of the things I really want to like kind of write about once I start, uh I guess what they call it is like build in public. It's like there's this popular hashtag on Twitter called hashtag build in public, and it's mostly indie hackers and solo founders who are like, "Oh, okay, I have a SaaS idea. I want to build something. Let's actually like learn and document in public what I'm going through." So that's what I'm going to do with this platform. And I'm kind of targeting the MVP. Like I'm actually participating in a hackathon right now with Consensus to call it another virtual hackathon, which is pretty aptly named. That's
Wow.
ending in mid-August, and also I'll be attending ETHCon Korea and Korea Blockchain Week in the beginning of September. So those dates align really well with me trying to get an MVP done. Um, so the idea is that starting next week, I'm going to be tweeting and maybe posting on Mirror or Medium about my process for building the security DApp, to kind of show other people, like, yeah, this is what it takes to like just get some kind of DApp going off the ground. Um, and also, and a recent part to like when I'm playing for the grant, it's just like motivation for me to keep going. Um, and yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say, really. Yeah, hashtag build in public, target MVP for early September. And yeah, just trying to make like a more interesting Web3 security awareness platform. That's it.
Awesome. Huge supporter and wish you the best of luck, my friend. That's the building public stuff, and I'm super stoked to hear you going to document your process to how to build a DApp because I want to read that. I have no clue how to start, so thank you, Download. Um, John, welcome, GM, sir.
EM Hero and GM to everyone else. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. I was kind of joking around like this is like the third time coming back, but it literally is my third time coming back. So thank you to the DAOpunks. I am a DAOpunk holder. I'm sorry I still haven't switched my PFP here, but I also don't know if I can because people won't know me by my PFP. But it would be good stuff. But anyway, Johnny, that's what I go by. Started from list of DAOs, started Eli 5 DAO, and then just a huge like Web3 learner, and I guess a lover you'd call me. But this is I guess my third time applying for a DAOpunks application. The first time was just for a list of DAOs. The second time we actually came in third place for the Eli 5 DAO. So thank you to the DAOpunks. It's been a huge help. For the Eli 5 DAO, which is testing DAO tools. And then this time is actually me coming with a problem that I actually am seeing from that DAO. The idea that I have is kind of simple in nature, but it's actually me trying to build essentially a Discord bot, very simple, but not simple in its practice and what I'm trying to do. So the name of my project, I submitted it to, in the application, it was called Tweetposal. Now I'm calling it Postposal. And the idea of this is to have any social media application build a Discord bot and say a member can propose a social media post. They get paid for that, essentially the write-up. Someone edits that write-up, and then it gets posted on behalf of the community. Think of this as like a tweet deck plus a kind of like a bankless bounty board combination. So TweetDeck is like a tool that communities can use to kind of like edit and kind of coordinate when their organization sends out a tweet. And I want to combine that with like a bounty board kind of aspect. So my idea is like this postposal Discord bot where somebody could propose a tweet, they get paid for it, someone edits it, and then it gets posted. Kind of super simple in nature, and it kind of comes from the problem that I'm seeing in Eli 5 DAO, which is, one or two people are kind of managing this, but I want the community to be able to like draft up a post if somebody wants to think about it. I think that the grant itself, I think I could do this with one grant and accomplish it, get like an MVP and almost like a product that can be usable in terms of like, in Discord. I've already made the bot. I have kind of like the generic outline of the Python code. I am not a coder. Erin is learning how to code, so I would definitely ask her help. And maybe John Valjean or Jeremy, sorry, dogs are running all around me, from Colony. They're in kind of the DAO and they've created their own bots, so I would definitely need some help. But I think I could document this pretty simply. It's a simple idea, but I think it would help with a lot of DAOs, but also just kind of community organizations like, hey, we want to put out this tweet. What does everybody think about it? Almost kind of like go through a verification process and then get posted and get paid for your contributions. So that's kind of my idea, a postposal Discord bot. So super simple. I think that was like 3 minutes, but appreciate the opportunity and just want to say like shout out to everyone who's building in the bear market. These are the people that you want to be next to for the long term, and just appreciate all of your work and effort that's going on right now. So yeah, that's it for me.
Super cool, John. Thanks for coming to DAOpunks to look for some help with your project. I understand the problem and I understand the solution. That's a new one, novel and cool. So thank you for using your brain for the betterment of Web3. Download, before we move forward, I saw you unmute. Did you have something you wanted to add or ask?
No, like I'm had to switch to another client, so I'm always unmuted, but I have a push to talk. So
okay, cool. Thank you. Awesome. Moving on to our final potential grantee today. Miss Joe is back for a second round. I'm not sure if she wants to speak or not, but I want to give her the opportunity. Miss Joe, GM.
Hi, Hero GM. Hi, Alan. Download, John, and TrueCat. It's nice to be here again. Hi, community, and everyone else that listens in. I'm Joe, and I really am an advocate for individual health and well-being. Now, I haven't been in Web3 for as long as everybody else here, but it's been interesting so far as I navigate my path here and get to know more communities. I did join in the bull run. That was I think ending of 2021, December, January time. So it was quite loud then, and there was a lot of noise, so it wasn't easy, or should I say for me, it wasn't easy finding like authentic communities to be a part of. So I literally had to take like a break, like a 1 month or 2 month break. And then I came back and I stumbled into Take Up Space. Now, Take Up Space is a community owned media DAO. I started out as a contributor. I held holistic health and wellness sessions every Friday, which was quite initially I thought I just thought it wouldn't work out. I don't know how to say that. But the more we're able to make it an inclusive safe space, the more people were excited to attend, the next one. So it turned out really great, starting out as a contributor and working my way up to being a founding member. I was there for about a year, and I literally saw like the transformative power of different decentralized organizations and the potential they hold for individual empowerment. And well, why I'm really applying for this is because I really believe everyone should have like kind of like being in control of their individual well-being. I feel like it's a necessary part of Web3, especially as it's a fast-paced environment. And as I mentioned, even in on Tuesday, it's evolving. It's revolving in ways I don't think we even expected. But the thing is, people are still here. People are still building in the bear market, and I really think I could make a really big difference, wellness wise in the community. Now, I know Alan did mention that it was selfish of him asking for, a grant to stay in the game, but I really don't think so. I feel like all of us here are pretty selfish in in most ways, even as a human being, and that's okay. I mean, who doesn't want to, maintain a certain level? Who doesn't want to keep going? Who doesn't want to bring their dreams to reality? You just have to be selfish along the way. So I really appreciated your your introduction, Alan. Honestly, it made me realize that I was also a bit formal in my in my last chat on Tuesday, and it made me realize that it's okay to be authentic moving forward, and that's what DAOpunks is about. But that's me sliding off a little bit. This grant would help me, to sort of like launch a proper website and maybe assist me in, increasing my social media presence and attending to, other folks who may not necessarily be able to afford this, I don't know, private consultation that actually seeks to better their well-being. There are a lot more people in the Web3 community I feel would need this service. And I really want to start with, okay, not start, but continue, because I did start with Take Up Space. I want to continue with DAOpunks as well, because I feel like DAOpunks kind of like, how do I explain it? The right choice of words right now. I really hope I'm not running over my time. But with
Take your time.
DAOpunks
You're
so
good.
far, I feel like DAOpunks is creating, a really amazing culture on its own. And I want DAOpunks, our community, to value self-care and mutual support. So that's why I really want to also introduce this to DAOpunks. Now, I did set measurable milestones for this project, and I'm truly committed to transparency and accountability. I know in my application, I did say I'm pretty open to regular updates, and I am. It's just that um, I'm also pretty pretty freaked out by it because this would be like, I don't know, this would mean the world to me, honestly, if I get this grant. And I'm just here to also listen and learn. So basically, that's the backstory about me and how I joined Web3 and how best I wish to serve the DAOpunks community and the Web3 community as a whole. So thank you for having me.
Our pleasure, Miss Joe. Thank you for applying and coming back on, I think, your Saturday to chat with us again. Like I mentioned before, we used to have a mental health meeting here, informal, really no trained professionals, but like important stuff, I believe. So I'm really happy that you're here on your journey. And I totally agree with you for what it's worth about what Alan said. Got to be a little selfish sometimes and, doing what you can to stay in the game. And that's not selfish. That's just wanting to stay in the game, So I get it. Or maybe that's selfish. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. All I know is do what you can to stay in the game. Um, awesome. Does so that's it. That's kind of a wrap on the more formal sessions for cohort number 3. Does anybody here have any questions for me today? No questions, Your Honor. Yes, Miss Joe, do you?
Man, I don't remember it. I think I wrote it somewhere. It was after our last session on Tuesday, but now I don't remember it. Wow.
That's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have any short-term memory at all anymore. So like, you're not alone. And I mean, when it occurs to you, just drop it into the cohort 3 channel, and we can chat about stuff there as well.
All right.
Cool. Well, I did say like this would be an opportunity to chat informally. If you want to do that on camera, so to speak, we can. If we want to call it a day, we can as well. Up to y'all here. Does anybody have any questions for anybody else? I mean, does anybody want to talk about stuff with each other, or is it late in certain parts of the world, or early, and we can just call it good? Up to you, my friends. I'm here to hold space for whatever you want.
If I start talking, it's going to go off on a complete tangent that is probably not appropriate for this conversation. So I guess just what real quick, I wanted to say, just thanks to the community and to those running this application, and also thanks to the other applicants. I feel like I'm in good company, and I wish everyone the best of luck.
Yes, thank you, Hero, for doing this as well. Like, you're putting the time to do this, so thank you.
Super welcome to the both of you, and thanks for thanking. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why we're here, is to do this work, and gosh, we love it. So we'll keep on doing it as long as we have a treasury to do so. But at least we have another 4 or 5, I think, if not a couple more after that. So looking good. Okay, cool. Well, if nothing further, I wish you all the best on your day and your weekend, and we'll see you around the halls of Discord and elsewhere. The AMAs for cohort number 3 are out. Ciao, my friends. Be well and take care. Thanks for applying, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hero. Thanks, everyone.
Pleasure, friends.
Cheers.